introduction to world religions. And for this meeting, we were tasked to give the meaning of religion and the philosophical approaches to comparative religion. So the main topic here is meaning of religion. Open and close parentheses, can it be defined? Can it be defined? So of course, religion comes from the Latin word religare or religere, meaning binding back relationship. Binding back. Likod sa likod. Binding back. No? Religion actually is very difficult to define. It's very difficult to define. It is said that to define it, it must be encompassing among all world religions. Kaya lang, there is no unifying definition of religion. Kasi for example, we cannot define religion as merely the belief to a supreme being or to a God. To subscribe to a God, it cannot encompass all world religions. For example, there are religions that, yes, they might believe in a supreme being, but they did not dwell on believing dun sa supreme being because they cannot tackle it, they cannot explain it. There are religions that do not believe in the existence of God. Therefore, it is not an encompassing meaning for religion. So, ang gagamitin natin, what we will use to define religion will be from Paul Tillich. Paul Tillich is a German-American philosopher. This was mentioned by Leonardo Mercado, SVD, no, in his book, Filipino Theology and Inculturation. Okay. So according to Paul Tillich, religion in the largest and most basic sense is ultimate concern. Ultimate concern. Sabi niya, if we abstract the concept of religion from the Great Commandment, we can say that religion is being ultimately concerned about that which is and should be our ultimate concern. Ulitin ko, sabi niya, if we abstract the concept of religion from the Great Commandment, we can say that religion is being ultimately concerned about that which is and should be our ultimate concern. Religion is the unconditional, the substance, the ground, and the depth of human's spiritual life. Our spiritual life. It is what a person wants and desires with all his heart, soul, and mind, according to Mercado. Now, Father Mercado gives the following as examples. First, if the spirit and departed ancestors are concerns for some traditional societies, for example, Chinese, the spirits and departed ancestors, nabanit tayo niya dati yung ating animism, they are not the ultimate concern. Yes, they are concerns, but they are not the ultimate concerns. Ano the ultimate concern? Because the ultimate concern, the departed point to a higher divinity. That's the ultimate concern. The departed point to a higher divinity. Likewise, yung mga ancient pharaohs, they were more concerned about their final resting place. So they built pyramids at the expense of countless slave labor. Now, for example, a communist, they may deny the existence of God because they are concerned about the final communist paradise. Diba? Yun yung ano nila, idea nila eh. Where people will be equal and prosperous and where the oppressed will no longer be. The communist has their ultimate concern. Now, religion, therefore, one among a significant variety of ways through which human beings seek meaning and fulfillment. Religion, in the largest sense and most basic sense, is ultimate concern. Now, we define belief. Belief refers to a conviction concerning particular ideas. Conviction. Beliefs shape our view and understanding regarding our reality. And it is influenced by our perception, experiences, and ideas. That's belief. How about faith? Faith generally connotes confidence or trust in a person. idea, or thing. It is an acceptance of a belief. In this case, a religious belief. Acceptance of that conviction. Acceptance of a particular idea. Acceptance of the reality that is influenced that influenced our perception, our experience, and our reality, our ideas. Acceptance of a religious belief, acceptance of practices, acceptance of traditions. Now, each particular religion is a worldview, a lens through which human beings see themselves and their ultimate purpose and engage with their fellow beings. Kaya each religious worldview, rooted in the shape by a specific historical, cultural, and sociological context, manifests itself completely through the three C's. At itong three C's na ito, kada discuss natin ng isang particular religion, ito yung common ano natin, yung common point of references. Their creed, their code, and their cult. Creed, code, and cult. Ano yung creed? In Latin, it's credo, meaning I believe. Credo or the creed consists of fundamental beliefs. How about the code? Code are the norms of behavior that every adherent of our religion seeking well-being and fulfillment is expected to observe. The way of life. That's the code. May code of ethics. Diba? How about the cult? The morality will be more on the code. The cult, doctrine will be dun sa creed. Yung cult, ang Latin yan ay cultus. Kulto. Yun yung pinagmulan ng negative connotation ng term na kulto sa Pilipinas. But it is cultus in Latin, cult, meaning worship. It comprises of practices that nourish believers' interiority or spirituality and their union with the ultimate realities, their union with the ultimate concern, with their union with their ultimate concern. So, pag pinagawa natin, for example, yung three monotheistic religion, yung comparative analysis na sa part ng discussion ko will be yung credo, coda, and cultus. Creed, code, and cult. Kaya nga sa inyong creative output, hindi ko na yung pinadiscuss sa inyo. Ang point of reference nyo, yung 5 na binigay ko. Their view on women, their view on labor or work, their view on social justice, their view on yung 2 pang binigay ko sa inyo. No? But itong creed, code, and cult, ako ang bibigay niyan sa inyo. No? As the basis or the foundation of a world religion or a particular religion. Now, there are common characteristics of religious worldviews. There are 5. I'll give you 5. Number 1, religious worldviews, they are ways of dealing with people's relationship to an unseen, and transcendent outside of the self realm of existence, usually inhabited by spirits, deities, demons, and ancestors. Common denominator yan. Number 2, a system of organized rituals celebrated in holy places by consecrated persons and embodies in sacred text. So, yan makikita nyo meron dyan. Consecrated person and then sacred text. Sacred text meaning if sa Islam will be Quran, for Christianity, the Bible, the Vedas for Hinduism, for example. Yun yung mga ibang example niyan. No? A system of organized rituals. Number 3, statements about life beyond death. Life after death. Either a survival in some shadowy world of the dead, in some version of heaven and hell, or through reincarnation. Lahat silang worldviews, religious worldviews, para-pareho yan. Mayroong statements about life after death. Number 4, code of ethical behavior or moral order. Ito yung part ng task ninyo. The compare yung moral order, yung morality, their view on morality. And number 5, large following. Large followings. Either currently or at some time in the past. Either currently or at some time in the past. Now, it is very good to know, no, before we go to the different approaches. All religions, may dalawang klase ng ano to, may dalawang klase ng dialogue. Vertical dialogue, vertical conversation, and then the horizontal dialogue or the horizontal communication or horizontal uh, conversation. All religions converse with someone or something greater than the self. That's vertical. Pataas. Either God ba yun o spirits ba yun ng mga ancestors, doesn't matter. Lahat yun ay vertical. All religions are called for conversation among different religions. That is the horizontal dialogue. That's the horizontal dialogue. That's the reason why for the fourth quarter, I will give premium and time sa interfaith dialogue. Yung usapan, yung conversation on different beliefs. Should they fight with each other? Yan yung mga dapat nating ano yun, take into consideration. Because they are different. No, let's face it. Now the issue here is this. Number one, whether one religion is greater or truer or better than another. And number two, are the different religions in the world compatible or incompatible? Number one, whether one religion is greater or truer or better than another. Or number two, are the different religions in the world incompatible or compatible? Of course, it's very difficult to answer number one. Why? Later I'll tell you. About to answer number two, number two. Number two, are the different religions in the world incompatible or compatible? To answer that, there are three possible solutions according to the philosophers of religion. Now, this will be one of the attitudes in comparing, no, in comparative analysis. Letter A, exclusivism. Letter B, inclusivism. Letter C, pluralism. A, exclusivism. B, inclusivism. Letter C, pluralism. Let's define each. Letter A, exclusivism. For exclusivism, religions of the world contradict each other, at least in some essential parts. Essential parts. Some religions must be untrue in some essential parts. That's exclusivism. Now, do you have that kind of attitude of an exclusivist? Pag sabi exclusivism kasi exclusive, yung iyo lang ang tama. Others might be untrue. Letter B, inclusivism. Deep down, at some mystical level, religions do not contradict each other. Kanina, contradict. Ito, inclusive. Pag sabi mo inclusive, lahat tayo. In fact, in this kind of worldview, they are really one. Different religions are really one. Like different islands united underwater mystically as parts of the same undersea mountains, or different roads na nagko-converge towards the same mountain on top. That's inclusivism. Letter C, pluralism. In pluralism, we cannot know which it is. We cannot know which it is. It is skeptical of both of the other two positions and says that we can only know that the religions of the world are different like lions and tigers. All religions of the world are different. That's all we have to know. That's all we can know. That's for pluralism. Now, the question of comparative religions is the hardest of all because it is a question of how these different music, different religions, different music sound to God. Are they in harmony? That's the reason why it's very difficult to answer number one earlier, whether one religion is greater or truer or better than another, because we do not know how they sound to God. Are they in harmony? Does one carry the lead? Now, pluralism claims that we do not know whether or not all religions of the world contradict each other. Exclusivism claims that they do contradict each other. Inclusivism claims that they do not contradict each other. Now, as we go deeper into the different world religions after this session, after Dana explained to you the history of religion, what position will you take? Will that be of a pluralist, an exclusivist, or an inclusivist? That is for you to determine as we go along the journey of knowing the different religions of the world and their belief systems. So this has been lesson 1 of the world religions and belief systems. See you on the next part. Thank you.